Hello, Renegade Bundy. How you doing? So I thought I'd give y'all a nice little look from this point of view because I think we're going to do the nacelle system because, like I said, we're going to have two of these set up, and I don't see a reason not to do an internal thruster nacelle. It looks like, and from this distance, it looks amazing from here. Also, I figured out someone sent in. Let me pull this up so I can make sure I got the right person here when I say this. Um, Stephen Philcock, 4178, was shouting at the screen and he told me what was wrong with the missiles. So thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, a little quiet. Am I a little quiet? Am I now? Let me check here. Let me check here. Am I a little quiet? Am I? I am a little quiet. Let's see if I can raise that decibel up a little bit more. There we are. Hopefully, I'm a little bit better. So, yeah, so the fun part fun part, Stephen Philcock, man. Thank you very much. Also, did you look at the video I posted to the SE Discord? I haven't had a chance to look at the SE Discord today. Unfortunately, I have been getting, I have been swamped by work and every other stupid thing I've had to deal with this week. We are currently working on a church that has had termite damage. And it's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work for a couple of about 2 or 3 weeks probably. It's going to be some serious work, and I'm just sitting there looking at this like, oh god, this is going to be horrible. Casual bot, hey, how's it going? How's it going, man? Pretty good. Fair enough. Yeah, I will look at it as soon as the live stream is over. We are doing the build stream tonight. Tomorrow, because tomorrow, uh, here's what happened. I was planning on doing the build stream tomorrow, having some fun with it. However, as it turns out, the um, the thing I was going to do today, which was, I was sitting there thinking, all right, Helldivers is going to come out, and the new ODST thing's coming out, which is going to be awesome. We got the Xbox divers coming in, and after all that was done, I got to look at it, and they were like, yeah, it's going to come out tomorrow. So I was like, oh, well, I guess we're going to do the build stream tonight, and then tomorrow, because it's 7 o'clock is when the new DLC should release for me. We're going to start. I'm going to just jump on probably in the morning, tomorrow morning, and I will be on at 7 because I'll have to get up. My kid will have to go to school at about 7 o'clock or 7:30, and as soon as I get back, I'm gonna turn on Helldivers. We're gonna start buying some stuff, and we're gonna grab the whatever we can get our hands on, either the STA assault rifle, whatever armor we can get, and you guys are gonna get to watch me just tear into it. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just jump in and start helping out other Helldivers in mission, and we'll just be live streaming. But yeah, get that back up here a minute. Oh, Stephen Philcock, 4178. Pulled a Grexion, which, by the way, Grexion, I want to shout out to him. Grexion has really been helping out the channel this last month. Not only has that guy been helping me with the missile systems and helping me with some other stuff, but Grexion is also channel member. So I'm going to shout out. He is really helping out the channel, 99 cents a month, like less 1 cent off of a dollar. And he has been the guy's been helping out the channel. So everybody, 07 to Grexion in the chat. let him let him know, hey, he's doing awesome right now helping out. I really appreciate it. But Stephen Philcock here, or yeah, Stephen Philcock. sat back here and said, "Hey, see your problem with the missiles. Remember we were firing off missiles, and we had trouble getting these things to land where it was. One of them wouldn't work." And he come in and said, "Yeah, he was screaming at the screen because, as it turns out, I had a missile, the one that wasn't working, did not have a floor, so that the back sensor in the back of this thing didn't activate." So to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about here, I'm gonna press OI here, get info set up, and we're gonna show sensor field range. So we have two sensor fields on our missiles that work out. One sensor field up here where the connector is at, or the merge block, which detects if there's another grid above it. The other one, which goes to the floor and doesn't activate, and only activates once the sensor no longer detects something underneath. Because I didn't have one underneath here, the missile flying out did not detect that there was something underneath the deal. Therefore, the system didn't activate, so it wouldn't turn. Renegade Bundy. So it was a simple mistake. Yeah, I was just tired that night. And my brain just said, yeah, I don't see it. It just happens every so often. You get tired. Like I said, I work. Okay, guys, I work a construction job. I come home, do these live streams. I'm dog tired sometimes because sometimes it's like really sometimes it's easy work. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna grab this. You're tearing stuff out, and you're just throwing it away, and you're at a fast pace, but it's not killing you. Sometimes, sometimes, damn, I did one where I had to hold a part of a 500-pound wooden beam while we got jacks underneath it. And after doing that, we put in seven of those damn things. And after doing that for about 5 hours for the day, that's all we worked at. We were so exhausted. I just went home and then wanted to sleep. And that was the one where, and that was a live stream like I think 3 years ago. And someone in the live stream said, "Dude, are you drunk?" Because I was like, "We're doing real good stuff. I'm trying to do that and everything else." That sounded like Captain Jack Sparrow sitting in there. "We're going to build these missiles and make this ship, and we're going to survive today." Savvy. But anyway, stupid stuff like that was happening. But we can now, instead of a solid 8 missiles, we're going to be able to bring in an overwhelming 10 missiles to this fight. I just have to build the necessary superstructure to make this all work. Now, with the advancements we got going, the F-302s that are going to have to come in, we'll have to build these individually so they don't accidentally, touch in and do stupid stuff. And the missiles themselves, of course, these particular missiles actually have a few. Wait, was there a? For a second there, it looked like the thing was broke. But these missile systems here on the F-302s, this is going to be the final stage at the bottom. There may be a little bit of detail work done, but that's going to be about it because most of this is going to be covered by a metal plate that is going to go over the side here. That, if I can get the proper amount of wrapping done, which is which will be interesting, and do the proper amount of stuff to work over here and detail work, we'll just drape over here, and then we'll have a series of cannons flanking each side, and then we'll have the nacelle systems draping. Everything should drape away from the top of the ship, kind of like a skirt almost. It should drape down, and the plate should drape forward and should have a forward flow, and the back of it should have a rear facing flow, or it should have kind of like a motorboat looking thing. But right now, I've got to take apart some of these systems here and try to apply them and build us up a whole nother system. But we get started. Let me check here. 'Cause Renegade Bundy put me a system up here. The AI system does so much. You can keep track of any ship out and about, set them to dock from the mothership, and auto weld up new ships when one of the deployed ships gets destroyed. Oh, I did. I did see that. I didn't. I got halfway through it and I started getting phone calls asking if I had what time I was going to be able to get to work because we do construction. We just kind of chill out and do things. Usually, it's whenever I can get over there. So it was like I started that video and it was like got a phone call. "Hey, we need you over here like now because we're going to be ripping roofing off and trying to get it done before a rainstorm hits. So, fun times, fun times. I really hate construction. I'm going to tell you all that right now. This is the one job I've been doing it since I was 6, and I think I've gotten all the life experience out of it that I think I can acquire. And I would love to do something else. It just doesn't work. Sometimes I'm too crude. Yeah, sometimes I'm too crude as well. Casual bot sitting here. The Black Hole backpack is super fun on Helldivers 2. Yes, I like that thing. That thing is fun. It is nice and it is fun. Let me throw some stuff in here because we're gonna have to try and get some stuff going. Because if I don't start adding some stuff in, we are never gonna get this done. So let's throw that in. And we're going to need a space in here, so this won't hurt a bit having something there. Let me see here. I think the way I have this set up is there's at least 2 junctions there. Yeah, there's 2 junctions. And then we have that, and then we should have another conveyor. Now, the next thing is we need a couple of curved conveyor tubes, which I like to keep everything. Yeah, that's the right kind of tube. We'll do that there. Not that one there. Like I said, we're going to try and just put a whole new system back in place. Yeah, that'll work. And, so what's going to happen is I'm going to tear that off. We're going to add our welders as soon as I find them. Where's my welders at? Welder, welder, welder. There we go. We have grinders. I want welders. There's one welder, 2 welders. And I'll have to put those back in the group with everything else again. And they've modified the jetpacks because they are not as fast as they used to be. There we go. We got all that done. Now we just need, and I'm going to solve that right now. And go with 3. Now, yes. And then we can put this bottom right here. And remember this bottom. And that should solve our problem there. Now what I want to do is I think I can just simply copy this if I go down here and just yank this one block out. I don't know if I can do this without accidentally yanking the scaffolding block here. You figure out exactly where. Okay, should be right here. I'm gonna let's yank that block out. There we go. That should be. Is it? Did I unhook that thing? I don't think I did. I think I got the wrong one. Yep, I got the wrong one. Okay. Let's head right here. This should be, as I say in Men in Tights, the right rope. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I am going to copy that. And I should be able to just take, whoa, 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 whoa. We have way too much crap here. Let's pull that all the way over here. Get this ship there. Okay, we now have 2 ships. All I want, I forgot, the everything kind of ties in. So that's still tied into everything. Yeah. I have disconnected. Apparently it's still connected to the welders, which is That's that's fun. So what we're gonna do is let's go with number 4, and I'm gonna try and add number 4 back to the bottom here, and hopefully this will not give me any more issues. We got that done. Now we need to do something about this real quick, or it's gonna get out of hand fast. So now, oh boy, why is it so hard to stop all of a sudden? I may have to move this to another server after we're done here. Oh boy. Calm down, buddy. You're not act. Oh, he has activated. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay. Let me get down here because what's going to happen is he's going to activate other systems. Okay. I need to first off grab that, bring it out here, and let's drop there. Okay, nothing is activated now. And press that. Delete. There, that should make everything run a little smoother. And press that. Delete. There we go. So now everything should still be operational on this, which shouldn't give me too much trouble. Now then, let's see. We're going to press C for copy. And I'm going to get out of this because I just remembered I still have to put a door up here. So where's my door? Door. There it is, number 9. And I believe we have 1, 2. There we go. 1 and 2. Boop. Boop. There we are. Now we're going to fly down here for a second. Open that door up. And that door up. We're going to add these the new deal. Hopefully this doesn't cause any conflict. Knowing me, it probably will. Oh, yeah. It's going to cause conflict. Okay. And that sound, ladies and gentlemen, is a door automatically engaging when it's not supposed to. I'm going to have to turn that off. Let's delete this for now because we don't really need it at the moment. Now, why is this not working? Let me pull this out here. Here's what we're gonna do for the moment. I want to hit it. Let's grab the. We're just gonna launch the missile off of it. Um. Hello. God, that's a clang. That is a clang if I've ever seen it. Oh, why is it doing that? That is not good. Boom. There we are. That's done. Now let's look at this thing here. Let's get rid of you. We now have the ability to launch 10 missiles just as soon as I go in here and apply these to everything else that we got going. So I think what I need to do is I need to apply this again. I need these guys all in the same unit. Let me look here and see. We got some people, got some more chats going in here. Let's see. Renegade Bundy. Maybe I could design you a bunker buster torpedo for a future ship, program it to make its own decoy field once deployed. That'd be kind of cool. Casual bot. Anyone have advice on building a big town? Should it all be one big grid or multiple? Because my factory alone is 30K blocks, and I don't want my game to be super laggy for my friends to join. Um, here's what I would say: put your stuff underground, and just build your town how you want it, and then just run the piping underneath the ground. And it'll just make building that much easier, and then just set it wherever you want it to go. Just build everything onto a raised platform. So let's take a break from this for a minute, and I'll just show off what I'm talking about. So say you want to have your little house, just build everything on a 1 to 2 block high raised foundation. That way, you can set this down. You can set the entire town in the ground, and you won't have one building sinking too far the other. That 1 block's usually about all you need. And then just run your conveyors down into whatever it is you want it to run to, and then that'll be it. It's pretty simple concept doing that. It works out pretty good. Let's go ahead and activate some of these systems and figure out how I'm gonna. Because I also got to figure out the stupid deal up top. So let's see. Let's go up here and find the freaking welders. Good God, we have so much crap. All right, missiles. There we go. Welders. Now we're going to go back down here to welders again. And I want to see which welders I have active and which ones I don't. Where is the welder for welder? Ah, here we go. Got. Okay, we don't need that one. I need these. That is 4. We're going to save those units. And then I need to look up here at, let's see what all we got here. Missile fuel line. We need that. So let's find that connector there. Wait. Was that it back there? No. Where's the danged? There's the inset connectors. Oh, did I make the wrong? I thought I put the missile fuel line on here. Apparently I did not. That's interesting. Let me read a few more chats here while I think about this. Wow, chat's really going nuts tonight. Renegade Bundy. One big grid is more stable, or make the building so they can be modular and connect vital conveyor tubes. Yeah, you can do that. I need to do a video on that, on how to make baseline, just some real basic stuff to make a base with. I need to do a video on that. The conveyor system could lead to you making service tunnels, underground passages between buildings. That actually, to build on Renegade Bundy's thing, you could take advantage of the Willis ducts that we have now in the game and do that, because they'll go right beside it, and you could set up a series of Willis ducts that could go from one pipeline to another that you drop in from the area. So that's a pretty good idea. Casual bot. Yeah, I've got like a small industry side and then some smaller stuff. Make a mine and a bunker still mostly works in progress. Then I have the big factory. I was thinking of making it the center of a hexagon style building. That actually sounds pretty good. Renegade Bundy, fair enough. I used to have a massive work in progress Starbase, but lost the blueprint when I did a PC reset. Yeah, I hate those. It was stupidly large and the game couldn't handle what I had planned for it anyway. Casual bot. Yeah, it's kind of my worry if I build like a specialized factory for each thing, it's going to be 1000K plus grid. Yeah, that usually happens. The Phoenix, I built that thing to be as compact as possible, and this still ended up being almost as big as whatever we're going to call this class of ship. Renegade Bundy, to put it into size comparison, it was basically a floating city with the space and material storage to build a dreadnought battleship. So basically, you built the city from Stargate Atlantis. You build the ancient city from Stargate Atlantis. That's what that sounds like. Okay, let's see here. There's got to be somewhere on here. I've got this thing hooked up to something. Where is it? Here's all my inset connectors. All 10 of them. What is that one going to? Okay, what? Those are separate grids. What are they connected into? If that's the inset connector, and I think I have several inset connectors just right up here. Let me find them here. Yeah, there they are. We got 10 of them. Is there a difference? Yeah, these are small inset connectors. Hmm. Now, how did I figure all this out? Okay, we probably need to try something a little different here. Go the yellow skull. Okay, number two, we need to um need to probably take these and turn them on. I need to figure out a cool corridor look for this right here so that when you're walking through, you can see all that stuff. Turn those on. I think I can turn off the welders from inside the ship. I want to limit the missile firing because, oh good lord, I'm starting to see problems. I know I got junk floating out in space. I may need to do a trash removal or something. I'm gonna turn off the welders. Okay, pop out here. And we're going to go down here and we're going to, because I can do this, it's not that difficult. And I want to know, there. We're just going to knock out we're just going to knock some of this stuff out here. There we go. I don't want to drill too fast because I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move this to another server because the missile systems here, all the missile testing we've been doing inside this server is having an effect. Things are just not moving as fast as they normally are for me. I know my PC is really going good, but I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt that. There's that done. There's that done. 'Cause like I said, I've been testing out missiles in this entire area. And I can tell you right now, we have way too many missiles floating out there. I guarantee is giving me problems with this build. I may just need to move everything to a new area because we got the missiles done. We don't need the missile area that much. I can tell, man, my character is just not moving as fast as he normally does. All right, let's go ahead and grab up here. Where's it at? Ooh, where's it at? Missile fuel line. That's what we need. All the way down here to S. Look very carefully, and okay. So all the insect connectors that I don't need are highlighted, and the ones that I need are not highlighted. So that's what, three? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Now let's scroll on up here. All right, we'll just grab this and jerk ourselves up here. Where's the fuel line? I've lost it. Okay, missile fuel line. Oh, shit. I can't believe I did that. I did not press control when I did that. All right, grab that. Go almost the top. Now, let me look down here and make sure we don't have a whole lot of stuff. So I have this bad feeling I'm going to have everything. But what? No. Why are you doing this? What the hell? All right. Delete missile fuel line. Here's how I solve this. Juke. Juke. There we go. New missile fuel line. Ha! That's annoying. Let's read some more chats while we're at it. I ain't got no supers tonight, so we'll just keep reading. Yeah, so the game's limit was 80,000 blocks for one grid before bad stuff started happening, but that was running off my own PC, and a server would likely allow me to build much larger. Renegade Bundy again, maybe even that I could have finished the build. Also, the build was maybe 1/8 of the way done at most. Yeah, I would just do a world clean. That should help the issue, if not fix it. Yeah, we'll do a world clean. My one problem with the world clean is I'm afraid of what I'm going to lose. I'm hoping that this, and plus, I don't know how many missiles are still powered up because I think the world clean won't destroy anything that's not powered, and some of those missiles still have their own independent power systems. I don't remember if that was in front when they were detonating. But yeah. So let's see here. I want to see because I can also do this as well. We're going to just go through here. I need to launch these merge blocks here. I also need to fix this stupid. Let's fire these missiles off because I need to make sure I've got the right deal. This is going to add more stress to the system, but oh well. Oh well. Here goes 4 and 5. All missiles our way. Yeah, if I can, I may take a day one day and just show this thing off on Xylo's channel. If I can get it built in such a way that it will float without, crashing. Does that be fun? All right, so one of these is going to have. All right, we can do this trick where I just grind down some stuff. It's a pretty simple trick. You just go in, grind down a few things that you want to see in the grid. And then it makes modifying some of this stuff a whole lot easier. Now then. There we go. That solves a whole lot of problems. Now then, get back over here. Okay, back in the cockpit again. We're still doing this pointless gerrymandering stuff. Let's see what we got going on. All right, missile first salvo. And we should hit M. Where was it? Merge. Merge block 2. Should be small merge block. Okay. Small merge block. Where are you? There we go. So one of you. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 5 of them. That's not right. That's not right at all. There shouldn't be one there in that particular category. We'll save that. Now I'm going to head back up here, grab the other one. I did save that, didn't I? Missile first salvo. Where'd it go? Okay, yeah, there's missile first salvo. Let's do missile salvo 2. See what that looks like down there. Uh-huh. And then save. That should have everything done. Yeah. I'm going to have to grab that other missile test, put it back on. So, number 2, we're just going to turn that on. And then Number 3, we're going to hit that. That'll let us build up our missiles again. And then time for a nice little test. We're going to fire number 3, which is just going to do nothing. We're going to fire 4. There we go. All 5 missiles are away, just like they're supposed to. And then number 5. Loose. Oh, heck yeah. Look at them go. Yes. Yes. All the power of our destroyer. 10 frickin' missiles coming at you in waves of 2. That's going to be a nightmare for someone to have to deal with. Okay, we are having some odd difficulties here. Let me see. Don't I have a gyroscope back here on override? I thought. I've got a gyro on override back here. Let's turn the override controls back on. Yeah, override's really not helping with the clanging on this ship. We're getting a bit of it. Maybe. Oh, wait. I know what the other problem is. It's the, well, they should be doing the same thing the rest of it's doing. Oh, well. So now the next thing, since I know all that works, is you put a door in. Go at number 9. Booyah 1. Booyah 2. And now I need to do the same thing to this that I did to the others, which is not hit that, which is hit K, so I can look at this and see how it's done. So, manual, spelled just like that. There we go. Match 2, manual, and that should do it. All right, let's see what happens when I. Oh. Decided it doesn't want to open now. What is going on here? Why is that one open, but that one's not? And now I can no longer access that one. So we got to see what is going on here. We're going to have to go back. Access these particular doors again. All of them that are manual. Put them in the same category. And be done with it. So here we go. Hop in. Hop in. There we go. So now, where's the door? Where's the doors? All right. Silo doors. That should be the name of it. There it is. And there we are. And all that's in there. Save one of these is off. Want it back on. And it's open. The other one is, oh, okay, no, this one's closed. Let's open it. And then let me see how the silo doors are working. Yep, we have access to silo doors. We can control the silos now. Ah, that's wonderful. Okay. Yeah, let's head over here and look. We have 10 freaking missiles. Ready to start dropping the pain on things. Underneath that, we have a series of folded up F302s ready to drop off, start doing damage. These are not going to be the F302s we're going to use. We're going to have to take these F302s out, repaint them up in triple R colors, or Red Rock Raider colors, and then we're going to have to utilize them somewhere else. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is also I need to put some type of deal up that'll prevent a guy from falling out of that cage, so we can use it. Depending on how this goes down, though, if I can get access to this, I might be able to put 3 of these F302s on here. But we'll have to see. So the next thing, I need to start. I need to start pulling this thing over. So let's grab number 3 here. Ugh. Here we are. There we go. Now let me look here for a minute. Renegade Bundy. Sitting here. It should help with the issue. Okay, I read that already. Eric Evans. Hey there. Hey there. Yar. Yeah, hey man. How you doing? I tweaked your smoke build and added the warrant and wasp that can lock through the smoke without visibility, but just need to direct LOS. Oh yeah, yeah. It wasn't a smoker build. I actually built a Helldiver build that's like Wolf Brigade, the anime. If y'all don't know, that has one of the best sewer fight scenes where it's just an bunch of armor plated dude with MG42s just like ripping rebels up. So that was one of those things I was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool option. We gotta do that. So looking at this now, I don't know if I like this or not. Let's go ahead and pull this off here, because that's given too much. Let's because I can do more if I do it like this. We have these missile silos. I may kind of bulk this around a little bit to the missile silo. So do like that. That actually looks better because it makes it look like it's now stable up. We're gonna work with that for a moment. Yeah, the build that I got, it's not a smoke build because if I did a smoke build, I'd probably pull out stuff from the new Helldivers DLC that's coming out because that's gonna help with a smoke build like you wouldn't believe. You're gonna be able to hop in there and drop. What Dog is saying is he was in there with me and I started pulling out a smoke build, and the smoke build in question was uh, basically it was just the MG42 with the Wolf Brigade build, and I had just a metric ton of smoke in the Eagle Strike stratagem, which just drops smoke fairly effectively. And we use that in a couple of fights, raising flags. And one of the things I do is I drop the smoke right out in front, and then the bots were just kind of dumbfounded. They couldn't see us. So as they couldn't see us, we just sat back, sighted muzzle flashes every time the bots would fire, because the bots will still shoot through the smoke, but they don't know where you're at. So we just dropped the smoke. The bots come through and would start shooting, and we just started placing shots placing machine gun fire in a general direction of wherever the bots were at, and they just kept getting smoked every single time. And we busted enough of them up, you keep them kind of messed up, and sometimes you would see um sometimes you'd be in there and you'd see a bot or two. Uh, you'd see a bot or two. You'd see their silhouette or something in there. You could fire at that and just start shooting. But it kept them kind of off kilter, so they weren't able to really put up a fight. Okay, so let's look here. For some danged reason, I just noticed it. There. Everything matches now. So we've got this developed here. I'm going to take this down probably by 2. And I believe this is all connected anyway. Yeah, that's connected up there and connected down there. So we can take this part out. I'm going to take this section off. I have a plan for it. All right, that's removed. And we just need this now removed as well. Because I know where this is going. I already know how far out this is going to have to go. And let's make sure we're not connected. Delete that off. Let that disappear. Okay, so now, number 3. We'll get this shape going up here. Just a little bit of shaping on the front of the missile destroyer. Because we have a metric ton of missiles. LOS line of sight. Yeah, it basically what it would do is it would just knock the line of sight out of most of the enemies, like Dog is saying here. Once they lost line of sight, they were just firing blind. They could hit you every so often. I think that's why some people think the smoke doesn't do anything. But once you use smoke for like stealth, you can run into a base and get very, very far in a base before the bots realize, oh hey, we've got a retard in here just doing stupid stuff, and he's getting away with it. we need there's a point where the bots are like, he can't keep getting away with that. They're they get really tired of your crap while you're doing that. Well, let's see. How do I want to do this? We could do this instead. So I have a little bit of standard practice here. I want to just get this thing to work right here. There we are. Now this forward section here is not going to be the heavy. It's not going to be the armor that we have to, you know, fight off most stuff. We've got 2 layers of armor here. There's going to be a panel. There's going to be a thing that's going to stick out here that I am going to drop and have it come out, so it will automatically provide a suction so that I can build a secondary plate on. And I got an idea for that plate that I don't know if it'll work or not, but it's going to take this from looking like a Paris class frigate to something a little more diabolical. I don't know. Let me just try something here. I'll attempt some fun here. I want to see how this looks. I have the same type of bottom. There we go. Oh, whoops. That wasn't right. That ain't supposed to be right. There. Now from the front, which one do you think looks better? This side of the ship or this side of the ship? I think on the other side probably looks better. It's just deleting 2 blocks and adding 2 more blocks in. That's all I gotta do. I think the other one looks better. We're gonna go with that. That one looks better, I think. Not this one. The other one does. I was doing all right the first time. Let's fit that there. Now, one of the things that I will do is I'm going to modify this top. It's not just going to be straight because that would be boring. Yeah, that looks good. That looks great. So I think what I'm going to do from here out to give myself enough room. We're going to grab from here. And we're going to go to about here on either side of the ship. So that we're kind of going to pull the trick with the Factorum to an extent on how they build the Factorum ships, where we're going to have that extended plate section coming off. It's going to make it look pretty good. Warbond released at 7 a.m. Central MT time. I don't know if that's Central Missouri time or what. We'll just go with that, Central Missouri time, because we are centrally located where I'm at. It's just people want to know, like, people have asked the question, where do I live at? Why do we call it the Boot Hill? And this, I'm like, yeah, there's this little spot down there at the bottom of Missouri. You see this little thing sticking off, like it's like a little tail or a boot heel. That's kind of where I am in that general area. Yeah. Now, let me see if I can how far out we can build this. Because if it gets too crazy out there, I'm gonna have to do something to kind of rein it in. And I might get there. I think what I'm gonna do. I think what I'm gonna do. Let's take this out. Oh boy, what is happening here? I only took one section out. Are you serious? All right, there we go. We can remove that. I may do a slightly sharper angle. That's when it looks like things, I'm going to have the ability to do that. We'll do slightly sharper angle here. Because it looks like I can get away with it. We'll do that there. And then we'll do the steeper angle back over here, where I can actually get away with it a little bit. Let me see here. Where do I start that at? Right there. Okay. Let's try from there on over. Juke, juke. There we go. Is that the right spot on both sides? Did I do it right? Yeah, I did. I did. I did it right. Check that out, folks. Now, I think what I want to do is I may want to do something to the effect where I can put If I can stair step up this just slightly more or just push it out a bit more. No. Let's do this. And we'll do that. We'll run this to here. Because that will flow into the other design of the ship entirely. And that's how I'm going to do that there. And then I'm going to try and make this bottom part kind of work, even though it is kind of off kilter a little bit. AKA the flooded sticks. Yes, very much. That's what it is. Um, I saw most of the. It's like, oh yeah, we have all these nice little places you can go check out and go do things at. All this nature preserve crap, and it's mostly half the time. It's mostly just, yeah, you're just going out there to get messed up. Oh wait, I could. The fuck? Oh come on, the whole world just unloaded. Unloading world. Oh, dadgummit. Didn't lose a stream, did I? Unexpected error occurred while joining a session. Okay, I didn't join a session. Let's get back on here. Going back in, boys. Yeah, we're gonna have to after this live stream. I'm gonna have to build a whole new uh game where I can build one of the server up again. That was annoying. Hi, hello. What are we looking at here? So, what I was looking at was I could build a smaller. We could do this up to that area, and we could actually inset that in a little bit and make it look a little more defended. Let me grab this here. This destroyer is starting to become a heavy destroyer. It's not lost on me that this is happening. But what this means is, yeah, we can do that. Then I can create some insets and that'll let me do some other stuff on this as well. So let me just grab that there. And the best part is I've got stuff that can attach to this. And I can add like a gun turret or something there or something like that. And I can pull this out and make it look kind of inset into it. And then we can add some other stuff to it. So let's go ahead here. Because I do want this to kind of remain outward. And then I'm going to do some kind of weird stuff to this end here. So it all kind of fits perfectly. Drag that there. And if I'm lucky, which I usually am, put that right there. And then I've also got this one floor in here. I've got to continue working on figuring it out. And then I also got to do this area here has to become let me think here. I may want to replace this so that you can walk from the one room into a bunk room in here. And I'll just turn this because I got enough room here for a pretty good sized bunk room. And then it's just adding all the armor and everything I need for the whole entire ship. Let's complete this here. Hmm. That's down to about this level. If I can curve that around and make a lot of that work, yeah, that'll be pretty interesting once we get done with it. That'll be pretty interesting. Because I got an idea for the top part here. It's going to make it just look amazing. So let's go to here. Here's the thing. What I don't want to do is I want to have like some port points here. So this will just open up the whole area where the crew quarters at. So what I kind of want to do is we'll do this, and then I will start pulling this back in here. We're just going to add some shape to the ship. Where'd that block go? Oh, apparently right there. See if we can get some just baseline shaping done here. How many times did I go down there? Let's see. We've got two down there, two down here. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. 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 As one of my cousins usually says. All right. Let's build that there. I'll put this slope in, and we're also going to, let's see, we're going to get to two slopes. Another slope, and that's going to be where the, like I said, because of the way that is designed. Whoops, no, 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 we don't need to go that far, apparently. Yeah, right there. That's where the end of that goes. Shift. And there we go. So now I have enough room to add a series of blocks on this that'll cover up a lot of stuff. And then this whole forward section here, I can put two separate um, plates on there just to make everything work. Let's go ahead and start in with the rest of the plating. That's going to go here. So we can do this. We're going to create some inset points to give the ship a little bit more pizzazz. All right, we'll set that on there so it just kind of meshes in there real nice. That's going to go there. So you see we got a nice little lip system going on here. And then I can do this here. And we can do that. And that just gives us a nice looking set of details for the ship. Look at that. Just so cool looking. There we go. You can kind of see how that detail work is going right there. Oh yeah, that looks, well, that kind of looks nice. It kind of looks nice. Let's there. That looks better. Let's do that to the other side. Because I think I did the same stupid mistake over there as I did here. What's there. All that's done. And we should have a nice little portcullis area for that. And then we go up here. I believe. Yeah, there we are. Now, is that exactly where it needs to go? Like right there? Yes, it is. There we are. Check that out. Yeah, ain't that cool? Now, let's see. Where am I going to get the next piece to go in here? That doesn't match very well at all. Let's go to a different one. Yeah, that connects good. Now that one's connected in. We got to get these lines all up and right. So there we are. Looking awesome right now. Looking awesome right now. Thought I had two of these. Well, that's what's going on either side here, I guess. Dude, check that out. Yeah, that just, oh, that's dope. That's dope right there. And have this come out a little bit and then just kind of skirt kind of down to about this point. I think what I'm going to do, we're just going to add all the blocks I need right about here. If they'll do what I want them to do. What is happening here? I need to drop down a little bit. Hold up. Oh, I can't drop down. There we go. And then I just gotta somehow work all this together and make it all fit. If you pull back and look at that, with a little bit more work, making it look a little bit nicer, adding a few more things to it, and then the two plates coming up the side, and then the way I'm going to do the engines. The engines are going to look awesome. They're going to look awesome. Y'all going to say, "Oh wait, I know what you did there, Badger. I know what you did there." Yeah, it's going to be a ship that has a pretty good flight range. Let's go ahead and try to inset this area here. And I'm just gonna modify the heck out of it. Let me modify the heck out of this here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 1, 2, 3. I think that'll work. Let's go number 3 here, I believe, is what I want. I believe it's got the block I'm looking for. There's part of that. Let's see. We want to set this thing in there. We're going to need a whole different strategy doing that. There. Take a look at that from the inside. If I can get inside. Oh yeah, check that out. Check out how cool that looks with the inset. I should smooth that a little bit more, but yeah, we'll have to take this out a little bit more, and I'll have to modify this part here to work a little bit better with it. But anyway, it's turning out pretty good, in my opinion. I like it. I like it a lot. What I could do. Go to number 6. Well, no, that won't be as good. That may actually end up working out here. Because if I take this section out a little bit more, I can kind of make it pump up over this and then just carry that flow. And then we can just carry that all the way back over that way. Yeah, right over here. Do that, and then we can... I think I'll have to break those down. No, I think I had it right the first time. Like that. Makes it look like everything is running like it's supposed to. And then I'll just have to build this over to there. How do they work this all the way back so we have this nice inset cockpit? I may actually... Let's do this instead. Let's kind of pull it up a little bit more. Just see what that looks like. Let's flip that over there. Because this is a destroyer, it really should have a little bit more armor. Should look a little different. There we go. And what that'll allow me to do is that, and then I can just kind of take it off that direction. And it'll have this all nice and inset and looking good. Yeah, the front of the ship is starting to take shape. that's the fun part here. This is starting to take all kinds of good shape. It's starting to look good. Now the other kicker is with the missile system in here, I need to somehow build piping heading into this area. And then also I need a way into here. Which seems kind of pointless to have an access like that. What I may do is I may just put a nice big door right here and then modify it to where only that can go in. While we're at it, let's go ahead and add some more blocks here. Add something here, add something there. So you see we got this, we got 10 friggin' missiles, and I think we'll put our antennas and stuff on the front of this thing. We'll set some kind of antenna system on the front of this to make it all work. And then I got to get the engines and everything done, which is all going to be fun. It's all going to be fun. There's other things I can add to this thing just to make it all work. Let's see what we got in corridor blocks here. Let's see, number 5. I want to see if there's a way that you do this. I can't remember if that's how they did it. There was a trick here to doing this. And I can't remember how they did it. Let's pull out a Factorum vessel. It's probably going to... Yeah, this is kind of small. Take some bloody inspiration from this. Now then, how do we do this here? Okay, I see what they did there. Yeah, we could do that. There's another thing I didn't realize I could probably do. I could probably pull that in down at the bottom. Just to give it a little more oomph. The problem is if I pull this in right here like they did there, which does give it a nice look, I'm not going to lie. That would give me a lot more options. I may do that. Might steal a little more from the freaking what's their face? Factorum. We're gonna steal some ship design ideas from them. There we go. Let's see. Where's the center part of this at? Where's my center? Number 5. Oh, no, it's number 4. Number 5. How do we do this here? It's like that. Just like that, I guess. And then, how do we do this? Like so. And number 8. Do that. And then number 7. Adding that on. Like I said, we're stealing some ideas from the Factorum to give us a little more greebling. That looks great. Of course, theirs I think is like a half block on one end and a full block on the other. So let's do that. Let's do the half block on one end. There. Check that out. That's nifty. See, that's pretty nifty. We got us a nice little spot right there. It's working on that area. I think what I may do. No, I can't do that because the satellite dish be too flipping big. Let's see. There's a lot of things I could take from this Factorum Corvette and modify. See, we're gonna have some windows right in here. Instead of this giant turret here, I've got this section here going on with this little thing. And then we're gonna have our nacelles going off the back of it. I don't know. I may do this secondary ribbing thing right here. Let's go over here and see if we can make that work right here. Because I do want that to work. The problem is, well, not if I do this. There we go. And then all I got to do is just pull that off. And then I'll find a way to meld this in with the other position right there. So now we go to number 7. Boom shakala, look at that. Now we've added a few more, a little bit more greebling to this thing, which is making it look even better than before. And then I just got to figure out how to make all this all tie together good. You can now see what we're kind of pulling here. Yeah, that's becoming a lot better. Now when you pull back and you look at it, you're like, oh, whoa, that's got some detail work going on. Then it's just going to be some proper painting. That's it. Just do some proper, just bring some paint, properly paint it up, and hey, looky there. There it goes. I think what we'll do for this top part here, because I kind of want to add a little more to this. I want to make this look a little bit better than what it does. We're going to take all this off here. All right, we'll take all that out. And I think what I want to do is I want to do this. There we go. Check that out. Now we have like a series of ribbing right there that's going to work out beautifully. So we'll go back to number 7. Nope. Yep. There we are. Check that out. Yeah, that's looking beautiful right there. That's looking beautiful. I could put a custom turret right there and just let it go to town. Then it's just working on the system. I may pull the Damocles up too in a separate area so I can implement, because Damocles had a lot of really good ideas baked into it, and I kind of want to take advantage of that to get some of those baked in ideas and use them properly. But yeah, upper hull of the ship is looking nice. Oh, pirate salvage carrier, where are you at? If he gets within range, I'm gonna start chucking missiles at him. We're gonna test fire the missiles if he gets in too close. It is 12:30 though. I may have to go to bed. So I know that the other side is how I'm wanting to do this, and it looks good on this end. I'm not gonna lie. Let's grab the sun real quick. Spin it over here. Cannot get the sun to look at this for nothing. But it does look good. It's looking a lot better. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this down to here because this is going to be the one area. I think I'm going to pull the windows in. Let's go ahead and build some windowing up right here. Let's see what we got in windows. Where's my windows at? I don't have any windows equipped. All right, let's go here. Okay. Windows. We have a set of bay windows here. Actually, ooh, let's do that. Let's throw the bay windows on here. Because the one thing I can do. Do I need that there? I don't think I do. Let's hit that. No, oh yeah, it's locked in there good. All right, let's throw some bay windows on here. Just for the crew. Check that. Almost. Check that out right there. That is looking awesome. That almost looked awesome. Could do that instead. Yes. We have that bay window coming down there, and then just... We'll check a Factorum over here and see what kind of window system they did. Ah, yes. They did this. They added a window system like that. I've got a little bay window right here pointing out, but it's just not... How do I put this? It just seems a little awkward. Let's not do bay windows. Or that, for instance. Number 3. Because then we can put that little piece right there. let's go back to the windows again. These are nice, but then I've got these. And I can make these really work. There you go, right there. Now, what's going to happen here is this is all going to be corridored off at some point with a vent coming up, and we're going to have stuff corridoring that off, and I'm going to run some more vent piping so I can cover this area up. But yeah, you can be over here. You can see all this stuff happening right over in this area, which is kind of nice. This is actually turning out a lot better than I hoped it would. There we go. Heck yeah. Ugh, ugh. Yeah, that destroyer is looking good. That destroyer is starting to look really good. Oh yes, and the side panel armors that are going to go in the front are going to be amazing. That is going to be a very, very nightmarish detail because I'm going to sink them in kind of close, and they're just going to come down and kind of cover the front of the ship good. And then it's just putting the nacelles on. Finishing at the bottom. And adding all the weapons and stuff. So we still have those Titanic heavy guns. What's going to happen is that one plate is going to start straight down from here, which is going to kind of overshadow this plate a bit. And it's going to side skirt down just enough and then kind of come in to cover here. And then I'm going to have it come up and kind of come up over the top or something so that it kind of protects the F-302s as they're being transported. So we got our F-302 bay down here. And then we're going to have all this other cool stuff going on. What's with these? Are those missiles even working? Let's delete that one. And then we will delete this one. Like, yeah, so we've got this bottom bay here, which I'll have to figure out how to get all that to work like it's supposed to. But looking up here, I'll have to figure out some way to get it to go up. I may just cut this one section out here. Let's keep working here, folks. We got a pretty good flow going. number 3 here. That's going to create an issue down there because the way I'm wanting this to work is I'm wanting just an extra layer there so I can kind of wrap around this one position here around this main gate. Oh my God, it's so late, but I just can't stop the workflow right now. Yeah, this is looking way better. Now I do have to, I will have to figure out how this is going to go because that is not going to fly very well at all. May delete all that, and I may just use the conveyors in this room to go around and connect to there and connect to that thing. Because all that is still connected up, and it connects directly into everything in the ground as well, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, there we go. That's looking good. It's got a nice look to it. And then I can work the rest of it in. But as you can see, the ship is turning out really good. And with any luck, we're going to have a nice looking destroyer before long, which will look awesome, I have to say. By the way, folks, it seems like the system's working right now. Let me check here, make sure we ain't got no. Oh, shit. A lot of people have been talking. The system froze. The system froze. No, it didn't. Anyway, yeah, it is 12:45 where I'm at. If I'm gonna do the live stream tomorrow with y'all, I'm gonna have to head to bed. I'm sorry, that's just how it works. I wish there was another way, folks. I wish there was. I wish I didn't have to sleep, but that's how it's gonna have to go. Let's bottom part here. What I may do, I want to do this before I go to bed. We're just gonna cut this section here out like so, and I'll also cut this section out as well. We're gonna straighten that up right there like that. Just do just like that. Now, can I could actually do that instead. What is sitting here? What am I protecting by doing this? Nothing really. Yeah, we could do it like this instead. That would mesh the ship a whole lot better together. There we go. There we go. Now then, for the one deal, the only problem I'm running into right now is that bottom part, and I don't see a reason to jerk around with that any more than I already have. Not to mention the ship's taking a really good shape so far. I like the look of it. We've turned this into a like tonight. I actually got a lot of work done on this thing. Made it look good, and it's looking like a monstrous battleship. So anyway, folks, I think that'll be the end of all this. The pirates are decided to leave. We'll have to modify a set of F302s when we get done, and I think this is going to be probably a gray the color scheme. Probably going to go with like a gray and orange look because that kind of looks good on the Saber, and I think I'm going to continue that trend over to this type of ship. So we'll trim it in orange, and it'll mostly just be gray and silver. So it'll look good. That way you know it's good. You know it's a good ship. And then have to come up with some porting, some other stuff, and start the skinning process of the ship. Figure out how the work with the nacelles. Figure out how I'm going to put those on without totally tearing the ship up. And then it's finding the cannons and stuff necessary. Of course, like I said, the main armament of this ship is this nightmare machine right here of 10 long range missiles that we're going to be able to launch multiple different ways. So if I want to deal with a problem, we can just charge this bad boy up and start firing missiles at it. So this destroyer is just going to be operating on the side, just dropping things. But anyway, folks, if you like what we've been doing today, if you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed this live stream, please do hit that like button. And if you're new, subscribe because hey, I got some cool stuff going. And if you want to help out the channel and you want to be like a channel member, I'm trying to come up with new things to do for channel members. Um, I don't know what I can do yet. I'm thinking that if you become a channel member, I can put you in like a roster. And so you guys will get to be on the roster and y'all can like hop into like, I can do like 3 people in a hell dive. We can go do some super credit runs. Or I could just do a straight up build stream where you and me and a couple other people all hop in and we just do like a build run. We're all just building random stuff and we try to help each other out. That's one of the cool things about having Grexion in the chat with me at times is, or having Grexion on with me and having other people on. Mr. Campbell Soup 07. Yeah, thank you 07. I'll see you later, man. Sorry, sorry. I don't know when. I don't know if you've been here for a while or if you just got on. I just seen your comment just popped up. But one of the things that I've noticed when we do a set, when like me or one of the guys gets together, is the whole session we end up having a good time. And on top of that, everybody's showing off all their cool stuff, and we end up creating all kinds of nifty things or end up helping each other out. Like Grexion, for instance, comes in and solves a lot of problems. Gomer solves problems. Dog solves problems. And then I end up solving problems for them sometimes. I come over and I'm like, it's just a different perspective. Sometimes that's all you need. You just need a different perspective on what you're building, and you end up building something that's that much cooler and it solves a whole lot of other issues. But anyway, folks, I am sorry I do have to go because we got to get ready for the ODST. We're gonna have to hold those Xbox players' hands because man, I don't know if they're gonna be able to handle what's coming down on the turnpike. I know they're gonna have a fit with the automatons as soon as they run into those. But anyway, we also have Super Earth is under threat right now. We got to figure out how to save it. But anyway, all I gotta say now is thank you all for watching. And this has been Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.